Hey everybody, how's it going? Hope you're having a lovely day. Welcome to today's episode of How You're Getting Effed. I'm your host, Louis Rossman. On this show, we try to change the world for the better through action and advocacy. And when we fail, well, we just kind of document the downfall of it all. And today we're going to be going over SB 244 in California, which is the right to repair bill that came out. Yesterday, I gave an example of a company that really just doesn't seem to have much intention of actually complying with any of this legislation that would allow you to fix their products a little bit easier, which is kind of ironic given that they're a company that makes products that are used to repair. That also costs quadruple what it would cost to buy from another brand. So you'd think you get a benefit there of a little bit better documentation, but you don't. And today we're going to be going over the experience of a company called Coast Electronics in California. This is a logo I have not seen in a long fucking time, but we're going to be going over their experience when they try to fix a Magnify Mini AX from Polk, as well as these Bose earbuds. Personally, my bias, every single one of these things should be set on fire and sent to another fucking planet. They sound like complete and utter dog shit. Why would you pay $500 for this fucking garbage when you can get a set of Vandersteen Model 1Bs for $550, a set of Axiom M22s for $250? This thing sounds 99% as good as the Paradigm Studio series that costs like $3,000 or $4,000, and they're $250, half the price of a shit-ass soundbar. You could get this. You could get the Axiom Audio M3 V2s, which I have right in front of me that I got for $168 used, along with a center channel if you're into that multi-channel rubbish that the kids are into these days with the surround sound and everything because they don't have proper front speakers. The stuff that you could buy to make good sound that costs almost nothing, and people getting sound bars, it's just ugh. But in all seriousness, in spite of my personal opinions, you should have the right to repair your soundbar as well as your headphones. As many who watch my channel know who prefer to have the option for a 3.5mm headphone jack, so they may use non-disposable products, Bluetooth headphones, 99% of them do not have user-replaceable batteries. If you get a SteelSeries Arctic Nova Pro wireless, you do get a replaceable battery, but the sound quality is this is not what you expect from your Grottos or your Sennheisers. And if you take a look at the user manual for this product, what you'll notice is that the only place that a battery is even mentioned within the context of replacing it or removing it is over here where they tell you don't attempt to remove it, you fucking scrub, contact a local Bose retailer or other qualified professional for removal.
Oh, you have to pay for the bundle. You can't just pay for what you want to watch. Darn it.
And when they say otherwise qualified professional, they're really talking about themselves because they don't actually give you any of what you need, in spite of the fact that it is the law of the land that you need to give people at least access to a parts list. So if you don't want to make the battery available, they can hunt it down somewhere else. This is an email from Mr. Eric Vanderlip, who runs that repair shop, discussing each of these repairs. July 3rd, 2024, 1:50 p.m. Product needing repair. Bose Ultra Open Earbuds, released February 15th, 2024, for a retail price of $300. Called Bose support, 1-800-379-2073, listed on Bose.com under support. The representative was asked for a repair guide, parts availability list, and schematic. Representative insisted on knowing the serial number of the device, which is worn off / unreadable, which you may notice on most of these earbuds happens very quickly. Before directing me to the support page for the product where none of the requested documents are listed, I asked for the request to be escalated, and I told the representative that I was calling from California, and Bose are required under SB 244 to provide this information to me, Coast Electronics, a small local business that repairs consumer electronics. The representative once again told me that they could not provide the requested information, and that escalation of my request would not be honored. This is a fail. What you're supposed to do is say that we will honor your request, we will email it to a supervisor, and get back to you soon, while doing the South Park Cable Company CEO thing of, properly tell somebody to go fuck themselves when you're customer support. You don't do that. Like, really, it's a bad idea to do this on this particular bill. And now you may wonder, why is that the case? The reason for this is if you actually read SB 244, you may notice some of the fines over here. A city and county, or the state may bring an action in superior court to impose civil liability on a person or entity that knowingly violated this chapter or reasonably should have known that it violated this chapter, in the amount of $1,000 per day for the first violation, $2,000 per day for the second violation, and $5,000 per day for the third and subsequent violation. Which is why I sincerely hope that this gentleman recorded his phone calls with Bose, because again, $1,000 a day. He informed them that this is the law via SB 244. He asked them politely. Now, if they said we will escalate your request, they could say, listen, we're trying to comply with the law, but I have to bring it up the chain of command. The fact that Bose refused to escalate it up the chain of command means that, again, they're in blatant violation of the law. They do not care about the fact that your $300 headphones are disposable devices. Bose, no highs, no lows. Don't buy this shit. Axiom M22, Grado SR60, Sennheiser HD600. I'm sure there's other closed headphones out there that you can get that do not sound like dog shit. Stop spending money on Bose and no sound bars, no Bose. You want to listen to Il Volo Grande Amore in your house and have it sound good? Get a used set of Vandersteens on Audio Gun. I'm telling you, blow your mind. But back to the topic of the video. When you read about the rest of his experience, Polk Magnifix Mini AX released March 2022, retail price of $500, called Polk Customer Care 800-377-7655, product support at 1:20 p.m. Asked specifically for a repair manual, parts list, and schematic for this item. Was told by the representative that these documents were not available after the representative directed me to the product page on the web and was shown the user manual. I explained that I was calling from California and SB 244, which went into effect on July 1st, required the OEM to provide this information by law. Representative was asked to escalate this issue to their manager for resolution. Representative repeated that these documents were not available. I asked for the issue to be escalated again and was told nothing could be done. And again, I genuinely hope that this gentleman recorded these phone calls. If they said we were escalating the issue, you have some leeway there. The fact that they said they're not escalating the issue, this guy could be getting $1,000 a day. And I hope he does, because these companies are producing completely disposable bullshit. There is no reason in 2024 that you should be denying people the ability to replace the battery in a $300 headphone. If somebody told you 20 years ago that we are all going to be using headphones that are low quality, don't sound good, cost $300, and have batteries in them, just as a limitation to the technology of the battery, are going to die in 1 or 2 years that you cannot replace, we would think that that's complete and utter dystopian bullshit. But that's the world that we live in. Spend $300 in the headphones, and when they go bad, buy another one. You can have them serviced by a qualified professional according to the manual. When you read the manual, contact your local Bose retailer or other qualified professional for removal. Why don't you just go to another cable company? Oh, there are none. Why don't you go to your other local qualified professional? Oh, they can't get access to anything. We are living in a South Park episode. And if we don't do something about it, this is the world that we will live in going into the future. Do note that nowhere throughout these interactions did he demand that these manuals or parts be free. He, like myself, is probably more than happy to pay for the schematics, the diagrams, the parts list, and the manuals. I have never said that I have an entitlement or an expectation to get these things for free. But we would like to go back to the world the way it was from like 1920 up until like 15 years ago, back when you could actually repair what you bought and paid for. When your computer came with the schematics in the box. When your television, if you opened it up, or your radio would have some sort of thing posted on it that said exactly how everything was interconnected, when you can go downstairs to the store and buy the parts that you need. Do I think that I'm going to walk in a Walmart or a deli and buy a tube to fix my stuff anymore? No, and the people that claim that that is what I'm advocating for are straw man bullshitters that you should not listen to. What I'm advocating for is the ability to go to a parts vendor, Mouser, DigiKey, Rochester Electronics, whatever else, and have the ability to buy the parts necessary to fix what I own. We live in a world where you can replace the brakes in your F-350, drive 70 miles an hour down the road, and that's totally fine. But God forbid you replace a battery in this. That's going to end the world. You realize this is bullshit. You have to know this is bullshit if you've watched this channel for any length of time. Here's where I think this is going. I do not believe the case is going to be that magically overnight repair shops are simply unable to fix things anymore. Rather, as time goes on, as manufacturers slowly close up the supply chain, slowly wind up figuring out how to stop allowing leaked schematics and documents and parts lists to get out there for their products, that repair shops are going to slowly become a crappier option. As I've said in previous videos, the $38 to $72 screen that I used to be able to buy by the pallet from LG or AU Optronics that I now cannot buy. I can only buy a used piece of shit for $400 to $500. My customers should be one-starring me as a result of that. When I was able to buy a $5 or $10 chip to be able to fix your board, and now I have to buy a $400 or $300 donor board where I don't even know if the chip that I'm getting works in order to fix your product. How is that going to affect my pricing? And more importantly, what is the customer going to think of the services that we offer when we have to change our pricing to reflect the fact that our parts cost has now gone from $5 to $20 up to $300 to $400 as a result of the manufacturer's malfeasance? People are not going to blame the manufacturer. They're going to blame the independent repair shop, or they're going to blame the person that's trying to fix their products to begin with. They're going to say that the person who wants to fix their own stuff is being ridiculous. They're going to say that the repair shop is a ripoff rather than pointing the finger where it belongs. I do this work on this channel because I want people to point the finger where it belongs, at the manufacturer creating a disposable product, at the manufacturer for breaking the law. If I break the law at my repair shop, I got to pay. I got to get fined. And God knows, back in New York City, I could get fined even if I didn't break the law, because that's how it works. If you break the law on a recorded line, and that law says that you had to be fined $1,000 a day, damn it, you should get fined $1,000 a day. Maybe that'll teach Bose to stop having no highs and no lows. That's it for today, and as always, I hope you learned something. Never buy a soundbar. Function over form, not form over function. You don't watch music, you listen to music, and you should not be listening to music on trash. Price is not an excuse, because you can always go on eBay or AudioGone and find yourself a $30 set of bookshelf speakers that'll beat the fuck out of a $500 soundbar. Now, we're going to move on to today's sponsor. This is my new dentist. If you go to Lake Travis Dentistry, you will find the only man that I trust to utilize power tools inside of my mouth. I did not get paid to say this. I did not get a discount for saying this. I avoided going to the dentist for 17 years. The last time that I had a cleaning was in May of 2006. I was incredibly amazed at the lack of work that had to be done to my mouth as a result of avoiding the dentist for 17 years. Let's just say that I've had certain experiences that have caused me to want to avoid the dentist for 17 years. I did see somebody at an emergency dentist to have teeth removed, but that wasn't really like your normal maintenance. That was because I had impacted wisdom teeth, and that convinced me that I should never see a dentist for the rest of my life. I decided to take a chance on it, and I went here, and again, this is the best dentist that I've ever dealt with, and I hope that he has a line out the door for the rest of his life so that people like me, who are scared shitless of dentists, who are less afraid of getting into a fight with somebody trying to stab you with a glass bottle than I am going to the dentist, decide that they may want to try going to the dentist again. Again, not getting paid to say this. Just appreciate somebody that actually does their job well. As I've said in many of these videos, it's a really small percentage of people that actually give a shit about doing their job well, and I'm going to try to do my best to highlight those people in these videos, whether it is an advanced dentist that is excellent at his job, or just, a dude working at authorized.net customer service that isn't a complete fucking idiot that makes my life a lot easier as a result of him being an intelligent, caring, awesome human being. That's it for today, and as always, I hope you learned something. No more soundbars. No more soundbars. Just say no to soundbars. They suck. You don't have to spend more than $1 on your audio cables. You can buy $30 speakers. Just no. This here is an LG G3 OLED television that also has cat scratchers on the side. That's my way of trying to bribe my cat into not scratching my speaker. We'll see if that works. In all seriousness, this is in the menu of this television. If you go in this at any one of the default profiles and you go to privacy and terms, what you'll notice with the smart television is there's an option called do not sell my personal information. And because we live in a dystopian world, this option is not by default checked. It should be the default when you pay over $3,000 for a television that you do not sell my personal information. But even when you pay that much for a television, the default is that they will sell your personal data, which is why you should never connect a television to the internet, particularly when these televisions have microphones built into them that allow them to listen to what it is you say in your living room. There are many other settings hidden in here that talk about being able to see what it is you're watching or what you're doing, to be able to make recommendations to you and personalize advertisements to you if you browse around the television. And 100% of those options is the consumer unfriendly option, and the advertiser grabs your data, sells it, and uses it however they please option.